城堡状。
Hold your arms in front of your chest as if you were embracing a big paper ball. Don't let the ball fall from your hands, but don't hold it so tightly that it would change its shape either. Imagine that you also have paper balls under your armpits. Don't let them fall, but don't press them too hard either. Finally, imagine that you have small paper balls between all of your fingers. Hold them there without squeezing them out of shape. Stay relaxed and focus your mind on embracing the big paper ball against your chest.
推脱状。
Lift your hands up so that your forefingers are pointing at your eyebrows. Your palms are facing upwards at about 45-degree angle. Imagine that you're holding a big paper ball in your hands. The wind tries to blow it away from your hands. You hold the ball so that the wind can't blow it away, but not so tightly that the shape of the ball would change. When the wind dies, you hold the ball up, and when the wind blows, you hold the ball so that the wind can't carry it away. Testing the power exercises translate the feeling of power generated by stationary posture training into external movements. Even though there is now external movement, the body stays relaxed and the mind still does all the work. All movement is done as if swimming in the air.
提叉式力。
Imagine that you are pulling your fingers out of the ground. The resistance is strong, but slowly your hands come up. Then push your fingers back into the ground. The ground is hard, but your fingers are like railroad nails, and slowly they sink in. Switch slowly between pulling your fingers out of the ground and pushing them into it. Your body functions as a counterweight to your hands, going down as the hands come up and coming up as the fingers push down.
前后实力。
Imagine that your hands and forearms are resting on a board that's floating on water. When the board tries to move towards you, push it away. The water resists, and it takes all your strength to push the board slowly away. When the board starts to move away from you, pull it back. Again, there is strong resistance, and you just manage to pull the board back. If you notice that you start to tense your body, make the mental image slightly lighter. You can do the 6 directions of power also when holding the 2 balls underwater with your hands at navel level. In addition to front and back, left and right, and up and down, you now also have the balls moving towards each other and away from each other. After training the directions in pairs, you can combine them freely into one smooth, continuous testing the power exercise. Imagine that you are embracing a big tree with all your body. When the tree starts to fall forward, hold it back so that it can't move, and when it falls towards you, push it forward so that it stays in place. When the tree falls to the left, move it to the right and vice versa, keeping it in place. When the tree starts to sink, pull it up, and when it goes upwards, pull it down.
伏虎状
About 70% of your weight is on your back foot. Imagine that you're holding a lying tiger down. Your forward hand holds its head and your back hand is on its waist. No matter how the tiger moves to get away, you prevent its movement, making sure that it can't get away.
降龙状
Your front foot points to the side and you turn to look backwards. Keep the back leg's heel off the ground and keep your backbone extended like in all the other postures. Imagine that you're restraining a dragon so tightly that it can't move 1 inch. When testing the power in the hook hands posture, imagine holding a ball between your hands. First you try to lift it, but it doesn't move. Then you try to pull it, but since it doesn't budge, you turn the palms downwards and try to press it down. That failing, you attempt to push it forward. Since the ball still doesn't move, you turn your palms towards each other, holding the ball between them, and try to lift it again, thus starting the exercise from the beginning. After we can clearly feel the resistance of the air when doing testing the power exercises, standing in one place, we can start doing them together with stepping. The basic stepping exercise in Yiquan is called friction stepping. As the name implies, when we take a step, we should feel resistance against our leg as if we were walking in water. In friction stepping exercise, the feet first come together before stepping foot steps out at a 45-degree angle. It is the same process no matter if we are moving forwards or backwards. First our feet come together in the center, our weight on only one leg, and then stepping foot steps out in a 45-degree angle. Here friction stepping is done with the hands pulling and pushing in harmony with the leg movement. In sitting postures, our feet can relax as they don't need to carry our weight. Place your heels on the ground and hook your toes slightly backwards as if pulling something with your feet. Imagine that you're holding a paper ball with each of your feet against the ground. Hold them down so the wind can't blow them away, but not so hard as to change their shape. Imagine also that you have a bigger ball between your knees. Hold it with your knees so that it doesn't fall, but not so tightly that its shape would change. Your upper body is just like when standing. Your head is pointing up and your hip is sitting down. The mental images are basically the same as when doing the same exercises in standing postures.
坐式上下实力
Slowly press the board underwater, feeling the resistance. Then slowly allow it to resurface, all the time controlling it and not letting it pop uncontrollably out of water. Then press it down again. Make sure that your feet accompany the movement.
坐式左右实力
When the board floating on water starts to move to the left, move it to the right. And when the board wants to move to the right, move it to the left. Your left hand should not cross your body's center line over to the right side, and vice versa.
坐式综合实力
The 6 directions of power, forward and backward, up and down and left and right, can be combined into one exercise where you flow freely from one direction to another. You'll probably find it easier first to do them in order, one after another, and after this feels comfortable, start to move freely between them. The sensation of power and resistance should be continuous, and the legs should be a part of the movement.
几级状勾挂式
Turn your hands so that your index fingers are pointing forwards and your palms are facing each other. The front hand is slightly ahead of the back hand, as in all sideways postures. Imagine that something is hanging from your hands and that it tries to move forward and backward, left, right, and up and down. Hold it steady and don't let it move. Friction stepping can be combined with various testing the power exercises. The whole body moves and expresses the mental image of the current testing the power exercise. In practice, this becomes a whole body testing the power exercise. Second, in both standing up and sitting down positions, our backbone carries our upper body weight against the gravity. When we train lying down, our backbone can relax and be as living as possible. The lying positions are quite identical to those standing up. The major difference is that you hook your toes and feet slightly backwards, as if you were pulling something back. Imagine that you are holding a paper ball against the wall with each foot. Don't let the wind carry the balls away, but don't push them so hard as to change their shape either. You are also holding a paper ball between your knees. Don't let your knees fall sideways, because then the ball would be carried away by the wind, but don't squeeze the ball out of shape either. When doing the lying postures, you can have a thin, hard pillow under your head if you like.